Researchers at the University of Oxford, in a collaboration between the Oxford X Reality Hub, the Oxfordshire County Council, and the Oxfordshire Virtual School, recently completed a feasibility study investigating the efficacy of using virtual reality to close attainment gaps for children in care when learning English literature. This was particularly exciting because, to the best of our knowledge, it's the first study of its kind using VR for this purpose. For this particular study, a VR app was created based on an excerpt from Oliver Twist, which is a book commonly taught in years 8 through 11. 41 participants in years 8 through 11 were administered assessments before and after using the VR app, which consisted of reading and answering questions about an Oliver Twist excerpt, as well as answering questions about a Victorian-era photo to gauge students' reading comprehension and existing cultural capital surrounding the Victorian era. The assessments contain both multiple choice and open-ended questions, some of which required defined answers and others that required free text answers. And we had some promising results. Overall, over 63% of the students improved their scores from pre to post-test, which was a statistically significant improvement. 12.2% decreased their score, and 24.39% showed no change from pre-test to post-test. However, it should be noted that of those that showed no change, 30% of them already had a perfect score on their pre-test, so there was no possibility for them to improve their score on the post-test. For the free text answers, they were rated as correct, somewhat correct, or incorrect. They were given questions such as, when did this take place? Or where do you think this scene takes place? Followed by a question as to why they thought that. For the explanation answers, they were not included in the scoring. However, all of the free text answers were compiled into word cloud comparisons to compare the pre-test answers to the post-test answers. There were frequent mentions of virtual reality on the post-test scores, and of the VR mentions, 37.5% increased their score on that particular question. For the word clouds compiled for the answers relating to the excerpt, an example of which you can see here, there was less variety in the words used during the post-test, and the writing was more focused, but there was a higher frequency of words that were directly related to the excerpt or that were specifically mentioned in the app. For the word clouds related to the photo, there was actually a wider variety of words, and the answers were more descriptive, and once again, there was a higher frequency of words that were specifically mentioned within the app. We also sent out a voluntary qualitative feedback form as we wanted to find out participants' previous VR experience and their thoughts on the app and the learning experience as a whole. As it was not mandatory, we received 13 responses out of 41, and of those 13, 3 of the participants had previous virtual reality experience, although it was limited to gaming, not for educational purposes. For the questions that asked about their understanding of the extract before and after using the app and their self-assessed ability to visualize the setting of the extract, which they answered on a 5-point scale from strongly agree to strongly disagree. The median rank actually increased, though not statistically significant. However, there were significant increases in the participants' confidence ratings in the answers for both the excerpt and the photo. Additionally, the majority of the participants felt either neutral or enjoyed using the app. They felt that VR apps could be more useful in the future for literature learning and would like to use them. And they also would like to see VR apps for learning other academic subjects such as maths or science. So what's next for EdTech in the cloud? With these promising results, we're moving into phase 2 of our study, which will consist of real-world classroom testing, including a control group, so we can compare traditional literature learning and teaching methods with VR literature learning. Phase 2 should be completed this summer, and we look forward to sharing those results with you in the future.